And we are live. Hello, guys. Welcome back. Casper here. Today, I think we will look at uranium, my favorite sector, but it doesn't look that that exciting at the moment. Still, we will look into the charts in just a minute. As always, do your own due diligence, and this is not financial advice. I know you know that. And also, if you can follow me on Twitter and give me a subscription, a thumbs up, whatever, I would highly appreciate it because, yeah, I love to seeing those likes go up. And also, please comment below if you agree or disagree with what I am showing. I will reply to every single comment, more or less. Okay, let's look at it. Uranium has been it's been a while since we have been looking at uranium. So let's see where we are. This is the URA, the 70% ETF for uranium miners. And as you can see here, we had the breakout. We had the breakout here, and the big level for me, as I've mentioned, was the 24. And we're just pulling back now into all the support that we have. And in my opinion, the last support we have is currently around the 21, maybe a bit below. We have the 200, but still, we really want to, let me go to the 1 hour here, even though we don't care that much about the shorter term. We are in this blue flag here. So hopefully this is just the breakout, and then we have the pullback, and then we go. So we will make a, let me delete this one right here, a higher high, right? And then a higher low at some point here, then we go higher. That would be the best. The good thing is we're still above the 200, but then again, the 200 is just flat, so it doesn't mean anything. It just means that for the past 200 days, the price hasn't moved one tiny bit. So it has been rough. I will give you that. But let's see. Hopefully, Friday week or early next week, we will start to pump up here. Or if we break down, then I think we need to find support in this cluster here. But then again, I think we have just made lower highs all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. And I think that's the final nail in the coffin to the downside. I really do think that's the case. I hope not, but yeah. Looking at URNM, same picture, but still very different. Actually more bullish. That's good because we have the upper trend, golden trend line here, almost some touches here, and we had a perfect tag here. And as you can see, zooming in, let's go to the 1 hourly again. After the tag, we are in a bull flag. That's very good. Very good into the 200 hourly moving average. So right here, I think we need to find support because otherwise it will drag out too long and then it will just fizzle out. So hopefully tomorrow or 2 days time we will pop it here. Still, it's just a grind, man. It's tough to be in uranium right now, I have to say. URNJ, the junior uranium miners, breakout here from the green still looks good. Let's remove that just for a clear view. We had the breakout here, and then we're just pulling back into a retest. So again, I think overall, URA, URNM, and URNJ looks good, but it also looks very fragile. Meaning, if we drop like a few percent, let's call it 3-4% from where we are today, that's not a bullish case by any means. So yeah. Okay, on to what the happened to that green support. Anyways, we're still just retesting again, kinda the red resistance here. It's still red. We have retested it once, as you can see here, came all the way up again, and now we're moving down. So still, the 200 daily is moving up. That's nice. We're still above the red, which is nice. And the final nail in the coffin to the upside, so this is meant as a good way, is to clear again the golden channel here and then the white support here coming across at, let's call it 18. Clearing 18 on a, I will say, weekly basis or with some amazing momentum, 18, as mentioned previously, will be the kickstart. But until then, there's no champagne at all. But the spot price or the spot physical uranium trust looks very bullish here, but it could turn ugly again very quickly, right? Because we have a wedge here that might have been broken today. I don't know. So we need to get moving. Otherwise, the bears will take over. Let's see the exact uranium spot price here. Let me zoom out a bit here. This is I think this chart will do fine here. We bounced back and forth in this, it was actually a bearish wedge because it has a slight angle to the upside, but still we broke up here and then we just pulling back a tiny bit here. All good, nothing major at all. I think if we go to the weekly, the Bollinger Bands are expanding. That's very nice. So overall, the spot price is just grinding higher. But a pullback here after, what is it, 2 months, just going from 52 to 57. I mean, that's totally fine. We could even see, attack here in some way, and then we need to find a higher low here. So yeah, still that looks fine. Then we have the URNM, the 100% ETF against the spot price here. And I want to zoom in here a bit because this is the only structure that you should focus on. At least that's what I do right now. To me, actually, let me zoom out again here. We had the lows here at around 0.56, right? So these highs here all the way across, all the way, and then we had this flat line here. Then we saw a big move to the downside, and then we snapped back up again into this box right here. So what I want to see right now is some point in time, hopefully, that these shorts were caught and we're now all the way back to the upper. And we are just going for a move like this. And we need to clear the blue and then the 200 daily coming down here. So still under a massive pressure, but clearing these two in my view could be the kickstart to the outperformance of the miners against the spot price. But still, there's a lot of pressure pulling down here. So we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. UEC, Uranium Energy Corp. I'm just going to look at the past 1.5 year. We have the pivot low here. Actually, we also have one over here, but for now it's not in play, but it could be. We have the lows here. You can see the connection over here, and then ever since for like 15 months, we have been in this sort of wedge here. And as you can see, I will call it that we only have had 2 touches or 2 impulses low. And right now we are at a very stiff resistance at the 200-day and also the upper golden wedge, as you can see here. So this resistance here is very tough to break through. So either we correct, and we can and could actually correct all the way down here for a third low, or we could have a pullback into the support where it's coming around here and then it pull back up. The bullish side, this is more bearish actually because I want to see this break. But if we can get above the 3.5, let's say 3.5, and clear this level here, right here, 3.45 just to be exact, then we can actually have a big pump to the upside here and breaking out of this long-term, let's call it a rollover, right? But still, I think we have more downside today going forward for UEC. That's the highest probability right here, right now. But we have to wait and see. We really have to wait and see. So short term, we are on an uptrend. Long term, resistance is always stronger than the short term. Next gen, quite similar. We had a small peak out here into all this resistance at around 6.2, 6.5, all this resistance here. And then we came back below the golden trend line coming here. So as long as we are making a higher high and higher low at some point, then it's all good. I mean, we really want to keep this wide support coming across here at 5.7, let's call it, and then below the 200-day, which is just barely below. Getting down here in this area, that's not an optimistic view, to say the least. Mega uranium, nothing much has happened. Still squeezing. Still bulls and bears are fighting. We have a kind of complex, head and shoulders, and we also have the squeeze here. So what will happen in the apex here will decide the fate. And we could see a lot of fake outs, both to the upsides, but also to the downside, and then continue. Oh, Jesus Christ, what happened there? So yeah, basically we are just squeezing here still, and we can see a lot of zigzag back and forth. So yeah, I mean, still more bearish than bullish below the 200 daily. You can see here coming down. So it's downtrend into a squeeze. Yeah, it's more bearish than bullish, I can assure you of that. let me remove that because that's not in play. You could argue this is the Laramide resources, and for me to get really bullish, is we have to get above this white resistance line coming across here, and then ultimately the 200-day, and then breaking out of the golden squeeze here, as you can see coming down. So anywhere between this zone here, we need to break above, and then we are back in bull mode. But still, overall, the trend is down, but we are squeezing to some degree, and yeah, I don't even know if I agree with this one actually. I would rather do it like this, maybe like higher. But anyways, like this. This is probably more correct. So yeah, we're still squeezing. We can pop anytime. We can also collapse big time. So yeah, sorry to not be bullish, but I think I have to say it as I see it. This one is very green. Wow, like this. Okay, this is Goviax going all the way back. I can't. It's just insane. Going all the way back down to the late 2020 where I bought the goddamn stock in the first place. Wow, that's amazing. I mean, I would never have thought to see this kind of drawdown here. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, obviously that was a great selling point somewhere during this move, but it is what it is. And then I thought, the flagging here would be some sort of move higher before, but now we have to drag down for what is it, 1.5 years, which is just insane. So we are at support. Can it go lower? It can, but I still think we are bound to break to the upside at some point. But we are in a big downtrend. Nothing more to say. GLO, Global Atomic. We have the upper boundary of the squeeze here and the lower coming across here. The 200, as you can see, and now we are just, again, we were in this range here, just above or on top of the golden channel here, trend line below. We had a snap back here, fake out to the upside, and now we are hopefully making a high, high low. Again, this is what, as you can see for the charts that we've been looking at, it looks like we want to set in a higher low on a daily time frame, which is very good, very, very good. So yeah, hopefully we will see that. Same here, but still we have tons of work to do. As you can see, we have to break the 200 and get back into the wedge in the first place. So yeah, still. Find has been destroyed. Destroyed. We're still squeezing up here. Nothing much to say. We want to squeeze, hopefully break to the upside or a flush to the downside here. But typically this squeeze here is bullish. You just have to be patient at some point. And it looks like if it were to break to the upside, it could be in August, September, if we were lucky. So Denison Mines. This one actually looks more bullish than most of the charts that we have been looking at. So we have the fake out here, all the way down to the lower trend line again, and then we're breaking out and testing. So we are doing a big retest now. Breakout high, retest, and this bad boy needs to hold at around 1.5 for a high and a higher low. So you can see the connections here, right, all the way up, and then we need to break. And then ultimately we'll test the $2 level once again. But still, Denison looks better overall, but still not the greatest. This is Can Alaska, the last one. This green box here, I thought were quite similar to this move here. It were to some degree, even though this move up was just almost vertical, where this is just, some sort of bearish pattern here. So you could argue that this is some sort of a bear flag that had a fake out to the upside. And right now we can't go much lower than where we are right now. That would just be disastrous for this stock. So yeah, I'm sorry I couldn't bring you more good news. Still, some good, mostly bad. It could turn, if this is overall the higher high, the higher low, then obviously within 2 weeks' time or 3 weeks' time, we will be here. I mean, you have the symmetry, right? We will be here, and then we will gain like 10% from where we are today, 15%, and then everyone will be happy. But until then, it doesn't mean anything. So yeah, I hope you found this interesting. As always, leave a comment below. I will answer every single one of them. The good and the bad and the ugly. It is what it is. Guys, have an awesome day. Cheers.